Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and in today's video we're going to be talking about why teachers are leaving the classroom to become social media influencers and choosing to pursue this path as a career and why they're actually really good at it. So yeah, and I would just like to start this video out by saying I am not a teacher. So everything I'm saying is basically just speculation and based on the research that I've done from a lot of other YouTubers who used to be teachers and why they personally left the classroom. I've also been doing a little bit of research into a lot of statistics as to why this may be, and I'll also be giving my opinions and my thoughts on why these teachers are choosing to pursue a career in social media rather than pursue a career in education. I hope you guys really enjoy this video, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to hit 100 subscribers by the end of February. And yeah, let's just get right into today's video. And if you guys enjoyed, just press that subscribe button. It means a lot to me, and I really want to get to 100 subscribers because I really want to turn this into my full-time job one day. Okay, so we're going to start this out by why these teachers would actually be leaving the classroom and why they would choose to pursue a career in social media rather than pursue their career in education. We're going to start by why I personally believe that these teachers are actually leaving the classroom, and based on the words from other teachers as well who I've watched the podcasts and YouTube videos of and the reasons that they've given, and I kind of just condensed it all into like just this little statement. Basically, the median salary in the US for a teacher is around $64,000, which it's not a bad amount of money, but when you take into consideration the fact that to even become a teacher, you have to get a bachelor's degree in some kind of education. And in this country, the average teaching degree takes around $40,000 to $60,000 to even obtain. Let alone the fact that they actually have to go find the job afterwards, and that median salary is not what they start at. That's just what the average teacher in this country makes. So, yeah. And also, whenever you take into account the fact that only 34% of Americans actually have a bachelor's degree, and the fact that the median salary in this country is only around $50,000 to $56,000 is actually insane, given that they only make around $10,000 more than the average salary in this country, and given that a majority of this country is actually, I don't want to say uneducated, but that they don't have a professional education bachelor's degree, I feel like that really just speaks volumes onto how little our society really takes care of our teachers and how they really do not respect them, which I think is absolutely pitiful, as teachers are literally teaching the next generation of kids. Teachers are actually expected to stay after their contracted hours, which I think is absolutely insane. And in fact, they're actually pushed to do this, and if they don't do this, they're actually seen as bad teachers, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. You should not have to work outside of your scheduled hours, especially when you are not making enough money to actually do that, as in my personal experience and what I've seen in the world, a lot of teachers actually have second jobs to sustain themselves, because not only that, they also have stuff to do, like a lot of teachers decorate their classrooms. That takes a couple $1,000s a semester, like a year. So why is it that these teachers have to do something like that, and they're not given a budget to do something like that, and when they're expected to do it? Like, I feel like that's just really weird, and I feel like that's kind of just indicative of where we're going as a society, as the teachers in this country are just constantly thrown under the bus of the media and constantly told that they're pushing some kind of corporate or political agenda, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying that there's no teachers out there that do that, but I'm saying that a vast majority of teachers probably don't do that, as a vast majority of teachers are probably just trying to get these kids to the next grade because they don't have time to really, they don't have time to push any kind of agenda on these kids because, well, they have to teach them. They have to teach them, like, the basics, especially in the younger ages. They're basically teaching them developmental skills that they're going to need for the rest of their lives. One of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, that a lot of teachers are actually leaving the classroom is because more than 75% of teachers have claimed that they are working in an over intensity level of stress in their environment, and the other 25% have claimed to have shown symptoms of both depression and anxiety. I don't know about you, but in literally any other industry, this would be considered a very toxic and damaging environment to be in. Like, I don't know what they are doing here, but at no point should your job ever drive you to the point where you have to leave due to hospitalization, due to a mental health illness that basically was given to you by this career. If you are receiving that much stress that it is literally giving you mental health problems, we need to really reevaluate as to why this is happening. I truly do believe that these teachers really do need more support. A lot of these teachers are teaching 30 to 40 kids at a time, and that is just too much for a single person to do. And they're expected to do it while also being able to do like all the grading and stuff. They're like, expected to keep everyone in line while also teaching all of these kids who basically have the attention span of like a butterfly at this point because of current social media and how it pushes that. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Something that I personally found absolutely disgusting was the fact that when a lot of these teachers actually go to their admin or bosses or whatever to actually express their problems, and they're like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice because I can't do this anymore. A lot of times, these teachers are often told, based on what I've been hearing, is that, what about the kids? To which I would respond, what about the teachers? I'm sorry, are you stupid? Do you not have a brain? Like, these teachers are literally struggling with mental health issues because they don't have the support to back them, which, like, what kind of sense does that even make? Like, why are you putting so much stress on these teachers that they are quitting the jobs that they have spent tens of thousands of dollars on? Like, they spend tens of thousands of dollars to get to this point in their career, only to realize that this job is so stressful, and if they don't quit, a lot of them will, like, I remember watching one woman, I can't remember her name, but she was saying that she was about to, commit suicide if she didn't quit her job because, like, she was literally so overworked and so stressed, and she felt like she was nowhere near respected in any sense of the word, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. How can you work so hard for something only to be treated like absolute garbage? I don't know how old the person is watching this video, but when I was a kid, these teachers were shown virtually no respect. I'm not going to sit here and say I was the epitome of respect in school, but I had a general respect for teachers because I understand what they were going through. Like, they had so much to do. When I asked them how they do it all, they were like, they basically just walked away because there's no answer for it. They have to work incredibly hard just to get the most basic stuff done because oftentimes these kids and these parents do not respect them, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. And I think this whole moral quandary that people are saying that they're stuck in is ridiculous because at the end of the day, if this was any other job and they quit, they would be like, well, pop off, sis, good on you, and not, what about the kids? Like, what are you teaching these kids if you can't even get your own mental health problems together? Like, are you showing them that you have to work through your mental health problems and get worse and worse and worse, and that these kids are eventually going to lose their teacher because of that? No, this teacher, like, if you're a teacher and you feel like this, leave. Like, I understand not a lot of teachers have financial security, but at that point, you need to choose yourself, and I would say either go look for another teaching job or, like, get a part-time job until you can figure out what your next move is. But that's not really my discussion to have, so I'll leave that to the actual teachers who have left. And I would say go watch their videos, because in my opinion, they're all very helpful, and they're just sharing their stories on how they believe that the system could be changed. Okay, so this is a part in the video where I really do feel like I'm not qualified, but I feel like I'm kind of more knowledgeable in this area. Like, what skills the teachers are bringing to the content creator space. Because at the end of the day, being a content creator, it's not the hardest job in the world. Obviously, there's probably harder jobs out there, but it's also not the easiest. It takes people months, if not years, to learn how to be a good content creator and how to grow their platform. But the skills that the teachers have learned in the classroom really do, in my opinion, transfer over to being a content creator. Because at the end of the day, they're teaching literal children who have the attention spans of, like, bugs at this point because of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, and things like that. So the fact of the matter is, they are good at keeping people engaged. They're good at communicating with people properly. They're good at being, like, straightforward and to the point. They know how to organize things so that they're properly, like, in order. They're able to manage their time well, because in teaching there's a lot of deadlines that they have to get done. And they're also able to do things like digital design, which is something they actually do learn in, like, they actually learn how to do when they're in the schools, because at the end of the day, they are the ones creating, like, slideshows, presentations, art things for their students, so they can teach them in a way that makes the students feel like they're having fun. And I feel like that really does transfer over to content creation. So, yeah, I feel like in this part of the video, I really do have, like, more of a, like, I don't want to say more of, like, an expertise, but I understand that a lot of the skills that it takes to be a content creator, like, one of the most important ones to me, and one that I'm still struggling with, is camera confidence. I personally am not very good at the camera confidence thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Like, my voice gets a little high, like, I get really nervous, and yeah, it's just, it's like, I'm trying, and I really want to make this my full-time job, which is one of the reasons why I'm starting to take this a little more seriously, and why I'm going to be uploading every other day from now on. And a lot of these teachers understand that, and they understand that this is a grind, and they're willing to put in the work because they want to leave the careers that they're in, the careers that they have spent tens of thousands of dollars to do. Alright, so we're down to one of the last parts of this video. Basically, why are teachers wanting to be content creators, influencers, YouTubers, TikTokers? Why do they want to be any of that? And I feel like it all, like, there's so many reasons, and I'm going to touch on some of them in today's video, but I feel like one of the main ones, at least what it was for you, for me, is the fact that when you're a content creator, there's really no cap on how much you can make. Yeah, it's really hard to get started, but from what I understand, there's really no cap from what you can make. Okay, so I would just like to say that I wanted to clear something up real quick. I don't mean that all teachers are in it for the money. I think a lot of teachers just genuinely do enjoy content creation, and I feel like I just didn't make that clear in the video, so I just wanted to clear that up real quick. Like, you can make a decent living off being a content creator, and you don't really need a lot of followers, especially if you're in the educational niche, which I feel like a lot of teachers would easily transition to, as they are, well, they're teachers, so I feel like they could really do that in a very good way. And from what I understand, the RPMs and CPMs in the educational niche is fairly high. And I also feel like it's very important to say that the average content creator who does this for a full-time living in this country makes anywhere from about $59,000 to $70,000 a year, which is just as much, if not more than the amount that the teachers are making at their full-time teaching jobs. And this is what I hear over and over again, is that when these teachers finally decide to quit, they're not as scared because they have the content creation thing. They're often making more money as a content creator than they were as an actual teacher. And I feel like that's kind of sad, as there's no barrier to entry to being a content creator. There's just talking to a camera and literally being yourself. Like, I literally am just trying to be myself, show myself, like, I'm just trying to have fun with this. Like, for me, writing these scripts is a lot of fun, and I feel like a lot of these teachers will probably think the same thing. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make my final thoughts a little bit quick because my camera's about to die, but I feel like, so these are my final conclusions. I really think that teachers do need to be making more. I think that teachers need more general support. I think that I don't see a problem with the education thing. They obviously need to have a degree in education. I feel like that's a no-brainer. But I also feel like something else that's important, they should really have more support in general. Like, I don't understand why a lot of these teachers are literally teaching 30 to 45 kids by themselves. At the end of the day, they're one person. Being able to lead a class is one thing, but that's an insane amount of people for one person to handle. In my opinion, I think that these teachers should be given the help and the resources and the budget to actually do the things that they are required to do. And I don't believe they should be judged for their actions, and honestly, I don't think a lot of teachers actually push political agendas and narratives as much as people think they do. I think these things are often more trendy than not, and I understand that, like I said before, there might be some teachers out there that actually do push a political agenda, I don't know, but at the end of the day, these teachers do not get paid enough. They get paid only $10,000 more than the median salary in this country, which is absolutely insane. And I don't know about where you guys live, but where I live in North Carolina, I believe teachers are actually capped at a certain amount. I believe the amount was like, I don't even remember how much it was, but it was not enough. And I think this was actually higher than that, which was absolutely insane to me because I know how much it costs to live where I live, and the amount that they were getting paid would be like, that's just barely scraping by at that point after all your bills, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. And if you want teachers to actually stay in their field and be happy and turn this into a real career, then you're going to have to give them a lot more support. And I feel like YouTubers becoming content creators, all the power to them. Like, they make amazing content creators. I watch a lot of teachers. I would recommend you guys do the same. They're very entertaining. Like, they're a lot of fun. They tell their stories, their journeys. Some of them are gonna, like, tug at your heartstrings. And I'm like, wow, these teachers deserve better. They should not, and I'm just gonna say it, these teachers should not have to work second and third jobs just to make ends meet. In some places in this country, these teachers are just barely scraping by. Some of them have to work second and third jobs just to pay rent, which I think is absolutely insane. Do not expect the world of teachers if you're not willing to compensate them for the work that they do. A lot of these teachers, from what I understand, are working 15 to 18 hours a day, and that is absolutely insane. And then the complete and utter disrespect they receive from parents and students along with admin is absolutely ridiculous. As I said before, this is not for me to really talk about as I'm not a teacher, but I just really want to talk about how these teachers make amazing content creators. So if you don't want to lose all your teachers, pay them better, treat them better, give them more support, and stop expecting the world from them. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'm really trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of February. So, yeah guys, I will see you next time. Bye!